Okay, time for a mission and episode review of Walking Dead's last episode, The Rotten Core. So let's see first of all what's going on with the mission. Heist, let's get this over with, find the bag. Okay, yeah, so this is going to relate to Daryl and Rosita trying to find that cache for that sleazy little dweeb bag. Suppose it should be noted that the characters are actually staying to their classes. So Daryl is Hunter, Rosie is an assault. We've seen a couple of episodes where that's been played with. Looks like they're giving us a couple of options here, because we can goo up if we want and be camouflaged. I don't see as there's any reason to do that at the moment. Looks like we're going to go through here. Okay, Rosie, you don't... Can I get rid of that camouflage? You don't really need to be pretending to be a walker for any reason. Not, at least not at the moment. So, yeah, go on. Give yourself away. Okay, so we're going to unlock April. There. And I guess we go back there and the bag is in there. Nice interior. Looks pretty suitable. I like how this ties into the episode as well. This is something that happened in the episode, and it's pretty well represented so far. This is I can't see any great shakes, any sort of specific tactics that you would need to really especially be careful of. Check the rooms that you go into. If you really want to be cautious, goo up first so that they don't go for you. Don't forget you've got the Hwacha if you need it, but this doesn't look like a particularly tough mission. If you do have any dramas, let me know in the comments, obviously. But I can't imagine that many people are going to really sort of struggle with this. So I guess that's my mission review. It's fun. Actually, it ties in really, really well with the episode. So this is something that happened directly in the episode, and it's very, very convincing sort of a playthrough of that scene. So kudos to that. They don't always, make the missions tie in that well with the episodes. This one, they really have. All of the same themes and everything are in there, so it's very good. Let's see how it plays out on the harder difficulty setting, and let's talk about that episode. So, The Walking Dead is back to being really flipping good. The Rotten Core, great follow-on from the previous episode, which was also fantastic. Just picking up straight away, upping the ante. And it was fantastic. Let's take it bit by bit. So there was a brief, but very good intro. The intro seemed to kick in very quickly, but at the same time, the scene went on for quite a long while the music was playing before we actually, before the title was played. So that was kind of weird. The titles have got Commonwealth soldiers in, which I hadn't noticed before. Maybe they've always been there in this season, but the title sequences, you might have noticed things like when the Walkers were around, when the Whisperers were around, some of the Walkers had weapons and things because they were Whisperers in disguise. They always tie into what's happening in the episodes, and that's kind of cool. So yeah. Anyway, Negan diffusing the tense situation with the line, "Let's put our shit back in our pants and zip up." Great line, really nicely delivered. Such a Negan thing to say. It's great. They've made him a much more sympathetic and regretful character, but it's nice to know that he still has that cocky, antagonistic sense of humor. Daryl and Rosie's side quest makes the Commonwealth corruption a little bit more compelling. And it's interesting to see some of our heroes trying it on for size. Yes, they're sort of being threatened. That's the stick. But they also have the carrot of, hey, look, we can make your kids' lives better. and they kind of go for it. So you just like seeing the Commonwealth corruption, getting into it a little bit, and having our heroes get involved in it in some way it just makes it seem a little bit more interesting, and I kind of like that. Yeah, it's these last 2 episodes have kind of dealt with that whole thing, with the whole corruption and everything, just way better. It really feels like the stories are coming together. We're getting to know these characters in the Commonwealth a lot better, and it just feels like there is a sense of threat and a sense of tension, and this is a completely different challenge, really, for our heroes, and it's actually just coming across properly in these last 2 episodes, and I'm a huge fan of that. Lots of Negan's crew hang around and talking when they're under an immediate deadly threat. I guess, you know, the episode, you've got to have people talking. That's where the drama is, and everything like that. It's just that it seems a little bit weird when the bad guys are kind of scouring the block looking for them, but okay, fine. Oh, I love that line about the Commonwealth being like the Whisperers. They're just wearing different masks. It's kind of poetic and creative, but it doesn't sound corny or forced. It's something that, what's her name, Henrietta would actually say. Very nicely delivered line from a great young actress as well. It's a nice moment. I haven't got many more notes. You know, the episode's just very good. Aaron interrupting the bad guy monologue. Our 2-episode villain gets an 80s action movie death, falling, you know, from a great height that he wouldn't survive, which he survives, and then of course getting munched on by those walkers. It is like something out of a Night of the Living Dead sort of franchise movie or something. That's great. We get a good scene for Mercer. It looks like he is actually settling into having his own ideas about the Commonwealth, and maybe not being the honor bound and faultlessly serving soldier that he seemed to be. Great episode all round. This is a fun mission, not too challenging or anything, but it nicely represents what happened in the show. And I'm just, like with last week, I'm just so glad that I can talk positively about the show. It's back on track. Please continue like this. They set up some really compelling sort of through lines and characters and interactions and things that's happening. Let's not have any more of Eugene going on about his not really girlfriend or anything like that. Let's focus on this. Yeah, I'm glad that the show is finding its stride again. Anyway, what did you think? Let me know. And as ever, thanks for watching.